Welcome to another week of Ether Raids. We are starting very late this time. This is already Thursday morning or Wednesday night, I want to say. And yeah, you can see we already took a loss on defense, although it wasn't actually a defense that I had built. I did put something together. Like, I kind of didn't want to run the SETA defense, the SETA team that I ran previously, because that wasn't really... It would have taken too much. Well, I did waste a ton of blessings. I just didn't want to rerun the same team, that particular team, because it really wasn't that great. So I was really struggling to try to figure out, what to put together. And then I figured, let's just put something out, see what comes out of it. And it was incomplete. It wasn't even done yet. I was trying to rush to get it done, but I couldn't. Like, Neathauger was just not dying, and then if Neathauger isn't dying, then of course, that means that Hector and Formortis are not dying either. So it really just wasn't worth the effort, or it was worth the effort to find out, what was happening. But then at the end of the day, I didn't actually find a solution to that problem. So I got stuck, and I got hit while I was trying to figure it out, and then it being a loss, I was like, all right, whatever. Let's just wait until the emblem banner comes out and see what's on there, and then we can try to figure it out from there. Which is what I did. And yeah, Emblem Lin. Oh my god. Man. Well, I want to say, let's start off with the fact that she is not what I expected. I was really hoping for something to help out older nukes more. Being able to attack safely, I guess that's helpful, but it's only like from turns 2 and like onwards, not even consistently. It's really more of a Lin thing. Granted, it does have, its merits in terms of, being able to attack from range. It's a pretty powerful effect. But it's really more of a Lin-focused emblem effect. I don't currently foresee any other emblem heroes taking better advantage of it than Lin, because of the fact that she can use it on every turn, and that's really what you would need in order to take full advantage of a skill like that. Pretty much, she's just a basilisk, which is such a weird word. Why is it called a basilisk? Wouldn't it be more like a catapult? But yeah, she's a basilisk from mainline Fire Emblem. The first thing that I said when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my, they're basically making Faye a Fire Emblem game. Actually, the only thing that's left is for us to get bigger maps, which, I mean, probably in the new game mode, I can see that happening. Probably what United Warfront should have been. But it's going to be some mode that has the word war in it. Some game mode like that, where we get just massive maps. Probably like two maps of Grand Conquest put together. That's probably going to be like the size of the map, and I'm not mad at it. You're going to have to either the screen is going to have to be scrolled out or zoomed in or something to make it work, or they force you to play it in landscape mode, which, again, I'm not mad at it. I can totally see that working out fine, although it'd be a little bit difficult to record videos on a game mode like that, because it changes the screen orientation. I record in portrait, so changing it to landscape would mean a little bit more difficult. It'll be some stuff on the back end for me to work with, but I don't know, I could probably figure it out eventually. But I can see that being a path that Faye brings, or that IS brings this mobile version of Faye to eventually just being just a mainstream Fire Emblem game that has like a ton of crossovers into the new stories, which is what they've already done with like Engage and stuff. So I can definitely see that being a thing. And it looks like they're just slowly developing towards that. And when I think about the game and its longevity in that sense, I don't see the game dying at any point. Because if they develop it like that, then that's a great way to like, because it's just going to get more complex. It's going to get an open world map. Being able to, that's just like one of the main things that you really enjoy from playing Fire Emblem, and I can't see that being a bad thing for the game. It's only going to go up from there, if that is indeed the direction. If we're just stuck with this 6 by whatever this is, 7, 8 by 8, it's not that big map. Yeah, we're not gonna last very long because there's just too much. Like the issue that I've been having with Lynn so far is I'm actually a little bit confused here in terms of how to move forward. I don't know if I like Layla on offense personally.
I see.
Hold on, let me try to figure something out here. Okay, alright, so I kind of got an idea of what I'm going to do. This is a bit awkward to use Layla on offense here because it means that the enemy doesn't counterattack. So for a Gale Force team, you're not... Well, ultimately, it doesn't work if Freyr's there. If Freyr's there, then this pretty much is dead in the water. But, you know, for the teams that don't have Freyr, ultimately what it means is that for Gale Force, you're not getting hit, which is a bad thing because you want to get to the HP threshold, so that leaves you with running Fury, and I do not want to do that to get your Wings of Mercy, you know, active. So I'm probably going to drop her from this team because I'm not particularly enjoying this. The idea was that she would inflict the undefended, and then I'd be able to just fight, you know, whatever unit I want to fight. But this is supposed to be a Gale Force team, and not taking damage is a bad thing for this. So I'm probably gonna have to remove her for another one of the bonus units. Don't know which one. Quite a few to pick from. Again, not sure why they did that, but yeah, quite a few ones to pick from. Might even just put Neathauger on here and give her, I don't know, a Celica ring or something. If not Hortensia, just because I'm actually not quite sure what to do with Hortensia. Again, healers are just like in such a weird spot where, yeah, they do damage, great. Or at least Hortensia does damage, that's great, but it's still not enough to get through Shield Fighter. It's not enough to take out Neathauger, it's not enough to take out Hector, so what do I actually do with this unit is the question that I'm asking myself. And she's more of like a secondary nuke, so I don't know what role she's going to play. And then also, for turn 1, her thing doesn't really give her the extra action, so I'm kind of like, again, what am I doing with this unit, if not just for the debuffs? So yeah, don't know what I'm going to do with her, but I'll probably end up putting her on this team since Shez is currently in use elsewhere. Although, I could probably put Shez here, special acceleration, incited, 2 additional status effects. Wouldn't hurt. Okay. Let's I'm probably gonna use Hortensia. Let's give Hortensia a shout. See how she performs. Granted, I don't think she'll add very much to the team, but yeah, let's give her a shot. I'm trying to figure out because I'm actually short in action here because of the gravity effect. So yeah, I'm wondering if I can like for Hortensia, I'm wondering like probably I can drop her physics staff, whatever that ice heal is, because I'm not really in need of the ice. I'm probably like, for a situation like this, I'd want restore just to be able to move again, but I don't think she gets the extra action if she's not running that staff, so it might not be worth it. But yeah, I'm gonna see about fitting her on the team, and then also it's kind of a little bit difficult to move around, so that is also a problem, so I gotta figure that out as well. But also I probably would benefit more from having the disarm trap rather than having Hortensia, so I don't know, maybe Layla is the play. I'm not enjoying I'm definitely not enjoying the Flash. It's not great. It's not great for me. So, yeah, Layla's gone. I should probably use Shez instead. Yeah. But yeah, we're pretty much done here. I'm just gonna tank a hit from Chandra and then get the pots. But yeah. Yeah, saw the banner and I was like, my god, we're going 6 spaces with the game now. That's a little bit crazy. I was really worried because how the basilisks work. You just can't counterattack them and you just have to eat the hit. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to see if I can get the extra action. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay. She has to attack. Noted. I keep forgetting. But yeah, how it works in the game, the basilisk, is that you just have to eat the hit, and that's just that. And it's kind of similar with bolting and what's the other one called? There's a fire one, I think, or is it just bolting? I can't remember. But yeah, the most powerful magic effects in the main game, you typically just have to eat the hit or just hope for a dodge, which typically happens. But man, that crit, when it hits with the crit, man, it's pain because you really can't do anything about it. Aside from, yeah, hope and pray that you get the dodge off. It's interesting times for the game, man. I'm really looking forward to the future. Alright, I got a bunch of matches to play today. As I said, I'm starting pretty late this week. So I don't know exactly how many matches, but it's a bunch of matches to catch up. I think I'm at like 320 lift, which is quite a lot for me. So I gotta play catch up here. So in the meantime, and it's kind of interesting, I only got the one defense replay since reset. Up until now, I've only got the one defense replay, which I'm pretty sure that will change. But that was pretty... I don't know if that's common or not, but it seems pretty weird. I was actually thinking that I wouldn't have gotten hit at all. I thought I would go the entire first day without getting hit, but unfortunately that was not the case. It was actually a decent amount of time. It was like 5 hours before I got a replay, which was a lot. Not even... it's like... Because it was like the middle of the day. It was like... Yes. After reset, it was like, I want to say 10 hours before I got hit. And yes, I failed to build a defense in those 10 hours, which is unfortunate. That's how long it took me, because I've been trying since like Chaos Season to build a defense that would actually work. And I didn't realize that I had unlocked the Sita team. Granted, I wasn't going to use it, but I didn't realize that I had completely unlocked it. So there was just no going back because I'd have to figure out that I didn't even remember how it was configured, which is unfortunate. So yeah, definitely had to build something new, and it ended up being not great. So yeah, that just ended up in a loss, and yeah, waiting on the trailer to drop, which was convenient. I thought the trailer would have been a bit later. It's normally a bit later down in the month, but I guess because it's December, everything's a little bit pushed, and I know that there's going to be like in Japan, they typically take a couple of days off around the Christmas, New Year's period just to celebrate. That's a really big thing for them. So I can understand everything being released early. I'm actually looking forward at this point. I'm really looking forward to the New Year's banner because, man, Lin is great and all, but trying to figure out that 6 space range is a pain. I do not enjoy dealing with it on defense. I'm trying to figure out how to build around it so that she doesn't get baited out, because that's one of the things that can tend to happen. I might actually just end up locking her on defense. Just to avoid that, because I'm not enjoying. It's really difficult to figure out how to configure a team around her because her range is so large. If it was only like 3 spaces, you know, I could see with that's a lot more manageable, or at most 5. I would have been okay with 5 spaces, but the 6 is just a real pain because it gets there's no hiding pretty much. Depending on where you place her, it gets all the way into the back row where your structures are, which is crazy. Like, that's a lot of range. You really don't need that much range in Ether Raids. And basically what he's saying to me is like, you can pretty much just use this unit, well, to snipe that unit from the rune thing. So if that unit were to pop out and be in that spot, they can get sniped, potentially. Which is, again, that's crazy. And that's one less space that you have to hide your units. If you're like, if they set up with Lyn on that one map, the, what's it called again? The Cavline map. If they set up on that map, that's one less space to hide your units because you can't get out on the first turn. So it's really oppressive, man. I don't enjoy it. And I can, just the idea that people are going to be using multiple Lyns and then to combine that with, let's say, Silica, and then all you need is Embla and you're golden. You pretty much sniped the majority of the enemy team on the first turn without them being able to do anything unless they have the safety fence. And then, Duma or Bolt Tower, whichever one gets you lucky. But yeah, man, there's a lot of things that may work against you on offense, but luckily her color is advantageous into the nukes that we currently have, and also she kind of folds the Hardy Berry, which is understandable. There had to have been some type of counterplay, but there are ways around that. I mean, of course, it's just down to whether or not it's ultimately down to whether or not she wins the speed check, which is why they gave her that great talent skill. I was really just looking at it, I was like, man, rip Alphonse, because that was like the only thing that he was used for. But let me play a couple more matches, man. GG's.